stages when it comes to um, making homes. If your house has got any kind of cracks and crevices that they are attracted to, they will build a home there. Oh, I forgot to put
Oh
the camera
Well,
back.
wow.
I can't grow cannabis. I don't know nothing about growing no cannabis.
Oh yeah,
Me either.
It's not
we don't
legal
do that.
here, Mr. George.
Wrong channel.
Yeah, we're not the ones.
We're in the eating food.
When I took them
Mr.
out,
George,
and
where are you? Where are you
I don't indulge, Mr.
located?
George.
What state?
Mr. George, is it an industrial grade black light? Oh, uh, we're not gonna
Oh,
do that over here. Look, come on, y'all. They say they don't typically nest again in the same nest, but they might build another nest
right
next to
next
the
to it.
one
Yep.
that always. Yep, that's what mine doing. And when I knocked that one down and sprayed, they just would instead of putting
Now
it
you
right back
sure
where
these
it was
are
at, they
hornets
went
and
up
not wasps?
above. Huh?
You sure these are hornets and not wasps?
These are hornets. They red and big. Is wasp red?
There
Yeah,
are
yeah,
red wasps.
yeah. Trust me, we got some red ones. I got them
Yes,
over
there
here.
are red wasps. A hornet's nest is usually is oval and it
No,
looks
no, no,
like
no,
paper.
no, no,
No
no,
paper on
no,
the outside.
no, no. These are not like that. This is not like that. These are like cones. They like
That's not a hornet. A hornet's nest is oval like a ball,
right,
and it looks like paper, and it
right,
gets huge.
huge, right.
Yeah.
That's not that.
Okay.
Mine's is like, but it's little bitty. I don't know if they start out like that, but it's starting out like a cone.
Mm-mm. That's not a hornet's nest. You
So
need
is that a
Google it.
wasp nest?
Google it. That sounds like a wasp nest. Google
Yeah.
it and see.
Which bird
Um,
will be found in?
Google a hornet's nest and you'll see. The guys I work with used to collect hornet's nests because they're pretty. And what they would do is they would go and they would take a garbage bag, a black garbage bag, lawn bag, and cover the nest with the bag. And then they cut the limb of the tree off that the nest was
Right, I saw
hanging
that.
from. And that would they would leave it in there until all the hornets died in that bag. Yeah, that part. Yeah. I worked in the woods. So the guys collected things.
Oh wow, I'm over here killing wasps, thinking they hornets.
But
You
still,
killing wasps?
a wasp nest by your front door is not what you want.
Yeah, we
But
used
yes,
to get
there
them
are
all the
red
time over
wasps.
here. All the time
They
when I
say it
walk out
can
the
be
front door, they come in.
dangerous.
I think there's one in the house right now, actually.
Get you one of those zappers. That'll take care of it.
I'm gonna have to put it outside.
Is it an outdoor zapper? Can it
I
go out?
haven't.
Yeah,
Mine is
the
indoor.
indoor,
I have
outdoor,
one.
the one that you told me to buy.
Yeah, I'm asking. Does it say indoor, outdoor? I don't remember.
Mine is indoor, outdoor.
Okay, it
I've
probably is.
got. Actually, I have several outdoors. I just have the one indoor, outdoor. But
Oh wow. What can you make out of a nest?
they like them. I don't. They
You
don't
can
really
put some
make anything out of
shellac on
them,
them.
but they just like to hang them in their workspaces and their man caves.
They should
I
like
mean,
them and make them hard.
yeah. It's just like. I mean, it's just like antlers. You know how people like to hang antlers or that kind of stuff. They just like to have them around.
Oh wow.
I
If
mean,
the,
you
if
have
they
to
don't,
understand that the people I work with, have, rattlers hanging on the wall, and they have antlers hanging on the wall, and they have, you know, foxtails hanging on the wall. So, I mean,
Right.
those kinds of things.
a
So,
bunch of taxidermists, huh?
well, that part, yeah. Some of them
Yeah.
are taxidermists, and
Yes.
it's so weird. People don't realize the things that people do when they, like if you work with somebody who's a biologist, who's a wildlife biologist, there's no telling what they'll have. They may have a full skeleton of something, you know, some animal just sitting on their desk, and it's like, oh, okay, what's that? Yeah.
Yeah, LP says don't let it get in the big. I agree. We had one in our
Hey,
tree,
Patrick
and
Tree
it
Guard.
was big as the tree was. When I say big as the tree, it was bigger than me and
Hey,
wide. And we
hey,
had to clear
PIA, how you doing?
the neighborhood out so with so many miles, not many miles, but half a mile so out before they would come and
Hey,
take it down
Melissa.
because of the dangers. It
Yeah,
was huge. It just took over a magnolia tree. Before we knew it, it was there. It was big
yeah,
as a car and was deep as,
yeah. They get really big.
yeah. And you don't dare touch it.
They will. Oh my God. I remember we were working.
Hey,
I
Coco
was
Granny.
working one day, and um we came up on a hornet's nest.
Hey, Charlotte.
We ran because
Mhm.
it was like, oh my God. And they're like, what is it? What is it? What is it? So usually it's yellow jackets. And I'm like, okay, I'm good. I'm cool with yellow jackets. I don't have a problem with yellow jackets. They don't bother me. So I just stand very still. But they said hornets. I was
I was
gone like a light.
out.
I
Let me
was
out
like,
of here.
we were diving for the truck, trying to get in the truck, and the doors closed and the windows up, and make sure the vents were closed because those things will chase you down.
They will kill you. They will
Yes, they
kill you.
will. Unfortunately, we didn't have the option of leaving that area, so we had to deal with it. But we
Mm.
did. We
Boy, no.
we dealt with it, and were able to work and do. Yeah, yeah. Hornets are the spawn of the devil. Hey, Gulf Coast Granny, how you doing tonight? How long did you stay on the other night?
Who is
Christ
that?
stayed on all night. She good for
Charlotte,
that.
she stays on late. Gulf
Yes, she
Coast
do.
Granny, yeah, she stays
Oh,
on.
what
All
night
night
she come
long.
on?
I wake up 5 o'clock in the morning.
I
Um,
never see her.
she comes on late at night, and she stays on
Late, late,
late,
late,
late,
late
late,
at
late,
night.
late. I don't remember what time I went in and what time I was out, but
I
yeah,
used to ride with her all night
Nah.
long.
yeah.
Sun be coming up. She be just getting on.
I think I'm subscribed.
Gulf Coast
They
Granny.
got hornets. I thought it was hornets. I just looked it up. They red wasp, Alabama wasp. They call them paper wasps.
Okay, yeah.
There's some mean things. Those red wasps are
Red
mean.
Boss,
Yeah,
yeah.
I got
yeah.
stung by one and it sent me out. I couldn't
Oh,
move. I was
wow.
paralyzed and then I fell and hit my
They
head.
like to hang out on vegetation. Like that's one of they were the one of the ones that if you're just walking through the woods, you might
Oh,
get
she closed
popped
the
by
door.
one
Okay.
because
Yeah.
Early.
they just like to hang out, and you walk by them, and the next thing you know, they're mad about it. Like you
And you
knock
walk
them off
by
with
them.
they leaf, and they mad about it, and they done popped you, and you're like, dang,
Oh,
I
wow.
didn't walk by.
I'm trying but see, it don't let me know that you go live.
Yeah, I just put mine on all. Mine was on personalized.
Cause you
Okay,
used to come on
they
Friday
close it
night.
down
You
around
know.
2:30. Okay. Oh.
But girl been going to sleep too. I've been getting up, finding myself getting up early now so I can get out in the yard and water and make sure I don't have no hornworms because I found a hornworm
Ooh.
on and what's so funny is I have basil in my bed, but I guess the scent is not going up high enough. So I found
Hmm.
one
Hey, God,
So I need to go out
thank
here and
you.
clean up all the
Thank you.
dead leaves that's on there so I don't have to worry about it. And then today I found a black worm. I don't know if it was a hornworm or what it was, but it was tearing that little tomato plant, my little bitty tomato plant too. It was over there tearing it up. So it went into the stink juice, you know, some fertilizer.
You prefer you say you gonna fertilize. You trying to eat my food gonna eat you.
You said
Look,
army worm.
God Desire says army worm.
I don't know what it was. I know it was
I
good.
had
It was
army worms. I
good
had to treat my
tomato.
yard.
I'm wondering if that's the same as a pickle worm. I've noticed that I'm getting holes in my cucumbers.
Yeah.
No, army
Oh,
worms are different than
at the
pickle
same time
worms.
as swoop.
Where do
Okay.
pickle worms come from?
We can
Pickle
go to
worms,
Scout.
I've only seen them on cucumbers and squash.
That's my fault,
So
Mom.
what kind of bird
Yeah.
or plane or whatever lands it? I
It's
mean,
gonna
what
hate
is it,
you
a
is
moth
just
or what?
there's
I don't know. It's a moth. It's a moth, I think.
ways.
So if you have them, I mean, you can treat those worms. Any of the worms, can treat most of them the
Say the
same. I
army
use
learned how to
diatomaceous
double time.
earth, neem
Yeah.
oil, or
Mm.
BT.
I'm gonna go out there
I
and spray.
almost didn't
I'm gonna
see it.
spray some kale and clay on that plant. That's what I'm gonna do. That'll take care of.
But you know what?
Kale
That's
and
what I
clay will
need to
probably
do
work
now
too.
that it's hot. I said I was gonna do that tomorrow. Tomorrow's what,
Yeah,
Monday?
army worms are pretty vicious because they get in your grass, and so
Yeah.
you can have a lot of them. And so we ended up having to treat the lawn, and then I had to use I treated all around all of my fruit trees, and the garden, and yeah, sometimes it takes multiple treatments and all of that, but
So
it
what did you
seems
put down? Diatomaceous earth, or what did you put down?
so I put down diatomaceous earth because it's not been raining. So I put down diatomaceous earth during the day, and then in the evening I put out BT.
Okay. Yeah, I've got to get on these pickle worms. They're getting on my nerves.
I hate them. The year that I grew the lemon cucumbers,
Hmm.
the lemon cucumber produces a lot, and so I had plenty. But near the end of the production, the pickle worms came in, and
Yeah.
I finally just ripped them all out. It's like forget it. I just ripped them out, and they were still producing, but it was like I cannot with them. I cannot.
Mm.
Hmm.
I think my stuff is I don't know, it's getting too
What
much.
in the world is that?
The stems are not green, they're like a greenish yellow. I think
My
they're getting too
goodness,
much water or something.
Mona, who is that on my channel?
Do you have a moderator over there?
No. Usually, what's her name goes over there? I don't have anybody over there.
Let me see if I can go
You got
over
anybody
there.
over there? I'll head it up, go over there. You know what? I'm just being extra. I was over here trying to crochet. I'm trying to get past this cramp. I'm in the
Oh,
Is that a crochet? Is that a crochet time?
is it
Cramp?
crochet time?
Uh-uh.
No, it's not a time. It's that I'm having a hard time picking up the trying to crochet. My
Thank you,
attention
Jane Girl.
span, my attention span won't let me.
Yeah, thank you. Going down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, like I
They
said, it
get
was
in my
hot.
tomatoes every year. That's where they
Oh,
start because those are the first things I plant, I think. Um,
okay. Thank
the
you.
army worms get in your tomatoes?
If you
Ooh.
so
I
they're
am
small
having
and
to
black.
have to cover all my tomatoes because when I'm putting the bags over them, because it's some kind of worm get between the worms and the birds that mess with my tomatoes. So I'm
Wow.
putting organza bags on everything out there, just about, which is a lot of organza bags I'm using.
Mine I have the blue cream, the Engelhart, the Mats, Cherokee purple, and the dwarf. And they're just now starting to actually bloom real good and look pretty good. So I
Yeah.
might be able to get some tomatoes. The rest
Did
of
this
them, the
one-
only thing that actually produced was the Sweet 100 and the yellow pear. But
Yeah.
I haven't gotten a good size tomato this season.
It's because of the heat.
The heat.
Mm,
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to put a shade cloth over your tomatoes. I did a video the other day on how I put my shade cloth over my tomatoes, and once I
but
did
mine
that,
were in the shade.
but what is the temperature? Even in the shade, is it 90 plus degrees? Is it in the high 80s? It can be in the shade.
Probably 80.
It's the heat. It's the heat.
Um,
So you need to give it
Yeah.
some shade and provide extra shade if it's in the shade, so that the temperature can drop into the mid 80s.
okay.
Otherwise, it stops doing anything in the high 80s on up into the 90s.
Yeah, mine are looking better now that I moved them into the under the tree. They are
Yeah,
looking better. I just don't like want them. I don't like the idea of them being under the tree because of the birds.
right,
Mm.
right.
Yeah, I think I don't know. It was so hot yesterday. Oh my God.
What was your temperature yesterday?
I don't even know it was hot. That's what it
She
was.
said hot.
It was hot. That's what it
Temperature
was.
was hot, whatever that is.
It was hella hot. That's what it was.
Well, we
Yesterday
stay in
was one.
the 90s.
Well, yesterday and Friday were pretty doggone hot. I had to go to a
So Gulf
funeral
Coast
on
Granny,
Friday, and that was no fun.
put a water fountain or something out there for the birds so they don't mess with your tomatoes.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, excuse me. I had food for them, and they still messed with my tomatoes. They was eating the food, and they were eating my
Eating
tomatoes.
it, but they wanted something to drink. They was thirsty.
I stopped feeding them and covered up my stuff and put the organza bags on. They haven't eaten over a week. They keep coming looking for food, but guess what? Mm-mm.
But you know what? I have an idea. I got an idea.
Okay,
Don't think that I'm cruel with this idea that I have.
I'm with.
But you know how they use the rocks for the strawberries? They paint the rocks. They paint them red and
Yeah,
make it look like a strawberry. And then when the birds go and peck it, and it hurt them or whatever, it keeps them from doing anything. So now they don't mess with the strawberries.
yeah.
So how about take a rock and put it on a string and paint it red? So when the birds go to get the red tomato, it'll peck it and then get nothing. So it's gonna stop. It's not gonna go over there messing with your tomatoes.
I found out from looking at my videos that I have some very large birds coming now.
Mm-mm.
So the thing about it is, they. I put the thing out there. Let me just say, I put the thing out there that I use for the deer, so it goes off. I put an alarm out there on there. So when they come, the alarm goes off and they fly away. Any motion out there on that deck, they're gonna fly away.
Yeah.
Did it work?
Yep, it's working.
Oh wow.
It's working. Oh yeah. Cause she's talking
They
about
got
a rock.
too
I was gonna
many
get a sling. I thought she was talking about get a rock and a slingshot.
No,
yeah,
I need to get a slingshot. I used to have one, and yeah, I need to get another one.
I mean, my birds is just not so aggressive. It's just amazing. But I have huge birds coming. They're running away to small birds.
Oh,
And
wow.
they had got to the point where they were getting the food and flooded their feathers and they just put food all over the place. I was looking at my video. I was like, what is wrong with these birds? Even the pigeons are coming. And you know I ain't trying to feed no pigeons.
Right.
So I just shut the whole thing down.
Bird and tomato soup.
I know that's
Sounds
right.
good.
Oh Lord, Gulf Coast Granny says they've got 200 gallons to drink of water.
Yeah,
So they
talking
have
about the
plenty of water.
birds. They got 200 gallons of water that they can drink.
Yeah,
They too
Right.
busy messing with her stuff,
That
messing
part.
with her tomatoes.
yeah,
So, like I said, that's what I would do. I would actually um bring up some rocks
yeah.
and let them pick on that a few times. They pick on that enough, they ain't gonna come back no more. They ain't gonna mess with nothing red.
You take the red tomato and you get disgusted. So you throw it over in the yard and say, okay, you can go and eat it. They don't want it like that. They want to come and
Oh
take it
no.
off the vine.
That's
And
how they were with my peaches. Oh my goodness. The squirrels and the birds.
yeah,
Those little squirrels would
I
come
don't
and
have
grab a
any
peach
squirrels.
off the tree, and I would see them running along the fence with the doggone peach in their mouth.
Oh,
that's when you need the slingshot.
I was like, "Oh no, you not having it. If I can't have it, you can't have it."
Precisely.
But they got a fight going on. I'm about to have a
my
fight because I went out in my yard today on the side of the house, and doggone the squirrel just gonna stand there and look at me. I said, but I'm on my way to where you at. So he took off running, and I went over there and grabbed the water hose. And he took off and ran, jumped up the tree, and then wanted to start making noise. Guess he was calling his friends or whatever.
Yep. Hey, joyfully. Hey, joyful Stephanie. Stephanie.
You got a Paul Robeson, GT? Hey, joyful Stephanie, how you doing?
I have one Paul Robeson look pretty good. The other one, the sun like burn it up.
Oof.
And I had it in the shade.
That's that heat. That's the heat from the sun.
Real, I'll steal your
This last week was really hot here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We've got about at least 8 more days of high 90s. It's crazy.
Yeah, we do too.
Very little
We
rain
got-
in sight.
Yeah,
Yeah, we haven't had any rain for days, and I've lost a few plants
Hi, joyful.
because I
right.
just couldn't stay up on top of the water.
Yeah. I lost some tomato plants down in the lower garden. I mean, they just got burnt up because I didn't go out there for like maybe a day and a half and didn't water them, and they just gave up the ghost.
Yeah, yeah. You definitely have to water. I do at least once a day.
So God's
And
desire says it's the UV that will kill your plants. Yep, that's so true.
They were stealing the pumpkins. How big the pumpkins was?
Who
That
had some
sound like a
pumpkins?
raccoon.
I
Who
don't
was
grow
that?
pumpkins.
Who had their pumpkins stolen?
That was Chris said the squirrels was dragging off the people pumpkins on Halloween.
They must have been mighty small, but still
That's
they're
what I
heavy.
said. That's what I said.
Because pumpkins are heavy.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, now I know what that squirrel was trying to get.
What?
My mullins. I mean, not my
Oh,
mullins, my Korean melons.
Oh
okay.
yeah.
If I tell you, because you know I went out there and cleaned up. I showed y'all the first video. I ain't show y'all the second one. Hopefully I can remember to drop it tomorrow. But I cleaned up out there, and baby, that baby is.
Wow.
Look, I need to drop a whole nother video. So even since the first video, since I cleaned it up, I'm growing some more melons out there. I'm gonna be
Wow.
eating some Korean melons.
Uh-oh. So
I'm
how many do
jealous.
you have out there now? Because I saw some that looked like it had about 3 that were green.
Oh, good.
Korean melons is what I'm growing right now, Serena.
So you had some baby Korean melons out there, right?
If that's what you want to do, I can't tell you what to do with your stuff. No, you ain't gonna be coming back to about Susan Zoe told me to do that and my stuff. No, not. I can only tell you what I do in my garden. I can't tell you what to do in your garden. I ask for advice, but don't necessarily mean I'm gonna take it.
Right.
I need to plant me some Korean melon seeds in.
God desires that you pray.
Demo!
Hey,
Hey,
D-Moon.
Demo.
D-Moon is here.
I couldn't send you some of what my I don't know if they're gonna grow, but I'll send you some of my seeds that I
Hey,
just
don't hurt. Ain't nothing else did too good, so maybe I'll try.
seeds. Girl, look at here.
All we can do. Try again.
Right.
We'll try it until see what's
So,
right.
Mama, you gonna drop some more Korean melon seeds,
Nope.
or you just gonna let the ones continue to grow that you have?
I'm gonna let the ones continue to grow because it's got food out there.
That's why I was asking you how many did you
out
see?
there. I
How
don't
many?
need. I let me see. I pulled up 2 vines and I left 3.
Okay.
Yeah. The first 2 that I pulled, it was over in a whole nother bed. I didn't even know what it was. I forgot I even dropped those seeds. I thought it was something else. I thought it was from somebody else. So now I got to go and drop the seeds that I thought they was. So that
Okay.
yeah. I'm waiting to see if they germinate. Hey, yeah, when they get to germinate and they get to spreading all over the place, man, you need a trellis on a reel. Look, I have a V-shaped trellis that take the whole bed, and that thing, and is I got the plants on one side, and trust and believe, it isn't took over.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Man, she said she doing some beds. Wally World have
Yeah,
the
they
garden
did.
beds on sale for like $23,
What?
$32. Yeah. And they have the
You
stand
dropped
up.
the video, Mona.
They have the
Who
stand
did?
up the table ones too for 23 and 32.
Oh man, I meant to tell official Jamia that because she was looking for some standing ones.
Yeah.
So
$32.
who dropped the video about some bed?
I did.
Oh, you did?
Yep,
Okay.
Duval dropped a video about what was on sale at Walmart. They had a bunch of stuff.
I was trying to stay away from that.
Well, then
I
you can't be upset if when
I
if
can't
you miss
spend
the
no money
sale on
right
the
now. I
bed.
can't do nothing right now. So look, so I'll try. Hey, Grunwell Hudson, I'm
Hey,
trying not.
Grandma. How you doing?
Hudson was over there showing all that fruit. She was over there eating all that different fruit over there. Oh my word! Look, now I really want to get that sour sop going. I pray that the 4 left because I had 22 of them and only
Yep.
4 made it. So
22?
yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah, yeah. And the sun came, I guess, being because they was in the sun, so I left them in the sun. That's where they was. That's how they was growing. They was in the same area. I didn't move it, but what I should have did when I transplanted it, I should have put them in some shade.
Transplant
Well,
shop.
Dwarf Stephanie has a question.
when you put them in a smaller container, those dry out faster
Yeah.
than in a big container. So you have to stay on top of water, and if you got anything in a small container. Speaking of which, I need to go outside.
Well, if your first mind telling you to get you some a raised bed, then that's what you do.
I like containers to start better. I've never been able to really do good in beds. Mine are like I have like the 40-gallon, the 10-gallon. I like the containers better.
I would if I were you, George, but I would just do like Mona said, get a raised bed and put about 3 things that I like to eat in that and start in there and start with just that. I wouldn't do too much.
That's good. You healing good.
I did a hat, y'all.
Oh, I like that.
Oh,
That
I
is
can't
nice.
see how to see it.
Oh, I like that.
That is real
Need to
nice.
make that hat. Send me the No, never mind. Never
Oh
mind.
yeah,
I'm not even gonna ask.
I like
Because I
that
don't have no
pattern.
I
pattern.
already know. I know. I ain't gonna
That's
ask
why
you
she
nothing.
stopped.
I like
I have
that.
3 Long Island cheese pumpkin vines.
I decided I think I'm gonna challenge myself to do 30 hats to donate
Oh wow.
because
Okay.
my church they do donations, hat donations,
Yeah,
and I got a bunch of yarn that was given to me. So I said, why don't I just use
you
some of
can
this
go to
yarn to
work.
make some hats?
I
You can go
like
to
that
work.
pattern. That is nice.
I can send it.
Yes.
I can send it to you, Duval.
Mm.
Mama said, look at Felicia.
That head is
Mess.
really pretty, Felicia.
You a mess.
I can
Yeah.
send it to you, Duval.
She ain't paying you no attention, Felicia. Mama is ignoring you.
I'll write it. I'll write it down, Mona.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Now you know I can't read no pattern.
We gonna work on that. That's
I started with
as much as you
this
crochet.
was
You
double
can't read
crochet.
pattern.
I started with 9 in the center with a magic loop. And then, how did I do that?
What's a magic loop?
You can just, however you start yours in the middle. I started with 9 double crochets.
Mm-hmm.
And then in each of those, I did the first row. You do 1 double crochet and then you do 1 front post double crochet on every stitch. So you
Then
do
you
a
do
double crochet in the top and then a front post double crochet around this thing in every stitch.
Now what language is that?
What?
Oh.
That was English. Oh, so with the post double with the post stitch, instead of going in the top of the stitch, you go around. Instead of going in the top of the stitch, you go around the stitch, like
Okay.
around the double.
Okay.
That's called a post. You go around the post. And if in the front, you go around the front of the post. If it's a back post, you go around the back of the post. But we're just doing front posts. And so every other one is a front post and a regular double, a front post and a regular double. And the one in the top and one in around it. One in the
What
top,
size
one
needle
in
did
around
you
it.
use?
Huh?
What size needle did you use?
I.
I.
Yeah. And then every row is you increase by 1. And so you do a front post in every front post. And then in between, so the first row you do 1 stitch, the next row you do 2 stitches in a front post, and the next row you do 3 stitches in a front post, and the next row you do 4 stitches in a front post. Then the next row you do 5 stitches in a front post until you get to the size of your hand. And then you keep doing that same 5 stitches in a front post or however many you get to. That's it. And then on the band, it's just single crochets.
And this is double crochet, right?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
You chain 3.
I'm gonna try it.
Say what? What'd you say, Mona?
Chain 3. Chain
Hey,
3.
Zach, grab
I
some more.
know. I don't chain 3. I chain 1 and it don't count.
Hello, Zach.
Hey, Zach. You chain 1, it don't count, and you do your first double in that same spot where that chain 1 is. And that's it. That's the whole pattern.
You did 9 double crochets.
I started with 9. Is it 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, 9. So the next row is going to be 18. One of them's going to be a front post. The other one's going to be a regular double crochet.
I have to see. Well, ladies,
You can do it. You can do it.
I'm doing it now.
I'll let you look. I'll let you know tomorrow night.
So just remember, when you do a regular double crochet, you do it in the top of the one below it. When you do a front post, you do it around the one below it. Around the stitch itself. Not in the top of the stitch, but around the stitch.
Okay, I didn't bring my stuff in here tonight. Well, I'm going to say good night. I have an early rising.
Okay,
Good
dokie.
night.
Oh,
Thank you.
okay.
Have a good day.
Have a good night.
And I will see y'all tomorrow night.
All righty. You have a blessed day tomorrow at
I'm
work.
going to try.
You will. You will.
Look, I'm going to try to figure out how to cut this off tonight. I don't think I can.
I think if you can you see, what do you see at the top of your screen?
Wait a minute. I think I might have found out how. Hold on.
Oh, I think you might can do it on YouTube.
How?
I think if you go to YouTube Studio,
Oh, I have to go to YouTube Studio?
and go to live stream.
See, it never usually it just cut off. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Because I'm down here where it say more. Let's see settings. It just say camera, audio.
No, it's not there. It's
Read this.
hold on a second. I think if you go to, no, that's not it. Close YouTube Studio.
Oh, I think I just did something.
Hey, Zach.
YouTube Studio. Okay, I have to go out and go back
Where
in.
is it? I don't know.
Hit the leave button where it say leave.
Yeah, that doesn't shut it off though.
That don't shut it off.
No. The other, but you're on your phone, aren't you?
Your phone, right?
Yeah, I can't.
About?
Yeah, I can't. I don't know where it is. Mona, look at the top of your screen. At the top of your screen where it says Duval.
Yeah.
Can you? What happens if
Remove.
you? Yeah, but I don't know if it does. It just.
Hold
yeah.
on. Let's see. We'll see. I can always bring her back, right?
I think so. Yeah.
A post was created on YouTube. Your guest Duval will need to delete it on YouTube. Remove this destination from the stream. A post was created on YouTube for this. Your guest Duval will need to delete it on. She need to delete it on YouTube.
Yeah, but she don't want to delete it. She just want to
be removed.
Yeah. So
I'm going to remove you.
Huh?
I'm going to remove you.
Okay, so I don't have to hit leave.
Wait a second. Let's see what happens. It did it. You're off. Did your live stop on YouTube?
No. She's still here.
Yeah.
No. Look at the top though. She's not up there.
I'm
Oh,
still
at the
on.
top.
No, it
You
still say live.
on YouTube? Now I think you need to go to YouTube Studio and do in live. Up. Go to YouTube Studio and do in live. Go to the live on YouTube and in live. Can you do that? Did you take her down?
Yeah, I did.
Why you take her down?
Cause you told me that.
No, I mean from the screen. I didn't tell you to take her down from the stream as a guest on the stream. That's fine. I meant from up top.
Hey, Texas Lala.
Anyways, I don't know if she could do that or not.
Texas Lala said her live ended.
Okay. Yeah.
She can always come back in if she wants to in the chat.
Nah,
Yeah, she can come back in.
Now I'm here. LOL.
Thank you, Texas
Okay.
Lala. And
She's gone now.
Jane Doe.
Oh, she was trying to stay on and get the hours. She could have stayed on and got the hours while she was sleeping.
Yeah, she could have stayed on and got the hours while she was sleeping. That is true. But she wasn't trying to do that. She was trying to get to end it.
Log out. It's
She wanted to end it.
Oh, Zach. And I was somebody Chris just said I was a sweetheart, and now you trying to say I'm mean.
Now you mean, Mama, you mean.
Okay, now let's get back to where we was at. Okay, I'm on the second row.
You got your 9. You're going to chain 1. It don't count.
Hey, Lala, how you doing?
The first stitch is going to be a regular double crochet in the same space as your chain 1.
Okay.
And then your next stitch is going to be a front post double crochet around that stitch.
A front post. Hold on.
So instead of going in the top, you go around the stitch. From the front, you go around the stitch. Let me show you.
I got it.
Okay.
Look, I got it.
Okay. And do a double crochet.
Okay. Do a double crochet.
Yep.
Okay. 1 and do it again.
Just one double crochet.
Every other one.
No, what you're gonna do is you're gonna do a double crochet in every stitch and a front double crochet in every stitch. So you did a double crochet, a front double. Your next stitch is a double in the top of the next stitch, and then you're gonna do a front double crochet around it. It might be.
Hold on, I got it.
It might be a front double. I mean, it may be a front post double and then a double crochet behind it.
Hold on.
In the top of the stitch behind it. I have to
see what happens when I finish doing what I'm doing.
Okay. Let me get a string and start another one. Anyway, the murder of the.
Miss Peachnut.
Yes,
where is
ma'am.
your crochet and stuff at?
It's here.
Did she say it's here?
Right here.
You got your needle?
Look, did I move it? I don't think I moved it. Here, right here. You talking about this right here? Right here. I keep it by the phone. I mean, by the computer.
Okay.
So, I have not moved. Don't know what. Oh, there my yarn is over there. Good night, Growing with Hudson. We'll see you next time. Thank you for coming.
Good night.
Good
Go
night, Growing with Hudson.
ahead.
Oh, come join the late night crew with LP.
Y'all should end up with 18 stitches, 1 double crochet, and 1 front post double crochet exactly.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
Perfect. Chain 1. It doesn't count for nothing.
Okay.
Your first stitch is a double crochet.
Okay.
Your second stitch should be a double crochet, I think.
Okay. I think so too.
And then your next stitch will be,
A front post.
yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you, Zach.
It's Peach Nut.
Yes, ma'am. I'm here.
You got your hook in your hand?
Not right now. I'm doing. I'm posting a recall. Hold on. Hold on. Let me
Okay.
see.
No. Go on and post your recall.
No, this just
What
popped up. It just popped up.
what recall?
A Poplar Spice recall across South Carolina poses a permanent health risk. Let's see who is it they're talking about. Yep, it won't let me put it up. Come on. Let's see here. I was trying to see who they were talking about. Come on. This is supposed to
Joyful
South
crochet.
Carolina.
I couldn't do it. Takes too long. I
A
think
1.5 ounce Marcum, MARCUM ground cinnamon and 2.25 ounce Supreme Tradition ground cinnamon due to elevated lead levels. So if you're in South Carolina, you know about these particular product names. There's a huge recall on these products, and
is
that's
that the same cinnamon that was recalled before?
no, no. They've had like 2 or 3 different kinds of cinnamons since the first recall this year. This is MARCUM. I don't remember that name. I have to look and see. But this is MARCUM. And then Supreme, SUPREME, Tradition. Those are the 2 names. Well, let's see. This was shared by July 31st, but they had some recalls on cinnamon. This is based in New Jersey. Kelowna Brothers is issuing a voluntary recall of its cinnamon. This is his by Kelowna Brothers. Now this just popped up, so it was issued out 2 days ago.
Yeah.
We talked about cinnamon recall, but I don't remember those.
It was dollar store brands.
Yeah, something at the dollar store. But this is secluded only to South Carolina for some reason. Right now, you knew it may change.
Yeah. You should have 27 stitches.
Girl, I done started on the next row.
You moved on. You moved on.
Yeah, my next one's gonna be 36.
Yep. And you should have 3 stitches.
Right.
And you just keep doing that, increasing 1 stitch every time
Mm-hmm.
until you get the crown the size you want it. And then you you don't increase anymore. So whenever you get to the crown the size you want it, say if it's 5 stitches, then you just keep doing 5 stitches every time. And that 1 stitch that you're not doing is the one behind the front post double.
Hmm?
See, right
Now
now
let me
you're
get because I'm not computing.
say what now?
Let me finish this right here because I'm
Okay.
not computing what you're saying. It's not registering. So you dropping a video on recalls now, Miss
I will
Personnel?
tomorrow. Tomorrow when I wake, later on today when I wake up, I will
When
be
you
doing
wake
some more.
up?
Yeah, I'm so behind on them. I probably do about 2 a session. And just put it out there. That's all I can do is put it out there. The student has become the master. Is that's what God's desire say.
Yeah,
So who was the student? You were the student, um, FR.
Mona.
No, she's not the student.
So
I'm the
Mona was
student.
the student.
I'm the one learning how to crochet. I know how to crochet. I'm learning how to do other stuff besides a blanket.
Hmm.
I'm just now learning how to do hats. I never did hats before until YouTube, until I started doing those ruffle hats.
Oh, okay. So that was the beginning for you.
I've never done a ruffle hat, and I probably never will. I can't say never, but it's just not something I want to do.
I love doing those.
I get bored easily, and that's a lot of. This is thousands of stitches.
On that last row.
That part.
And then it could be end up being 2,000 if you do that backward one
Yup.
to because I like it like that, the end it like that. Yeah. And
Yeah,
it
but that's a lot of stitches.
I, well, some people can do it and some people can't. Mm.
That's like doing
So
the I
good.
don't mind making like things,
Oh my god.
but I don't like doing the straps because they're long and it's the same stitch over and over and over and over and over and over. It's like, oh my god, this strap is taking forever.
And this is gonna be a good
Uh-oh.
one for the winter time. This is not a summer hat. This is
No, it's a solid hat.
right. That's yeah. I'm gonna really get into this one because it's. One, two, three.
So in terms of this thing right here, needles, you said you were using an eye for that one, Felicia?
Yeah, I was using an eye.
Okay. So I have
You
an
can, you don't. I mean, you can use whatever hook.
You want to
Okay,
use?
so as a general rule, the yarn that you buy will have a recommended hook size.
oh really? Uh-oh.
Yes, if you look
I
at the
missed one.
yarn on the label, it'll have a recommended hook size.
Oh my goodness. I don't know what I did with that. I took it out.
So see this label right here?
Yeah, that part right there, I think I threw away.
You see the hook on it,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
it has a size recommendation.
Mm-hmm.
I can't read what that says, but anyway.
I just see 10 and I don't see, is it an R that is recommended? Is
Right
there an
here.
R? Okay, so it's saying 10, 15R. So you saying R is the hook recommendation?
Oh, so 10 by 10 for 10 by 10 centimeters. If you were going to do a 10 by 10 centimeter square, you would use a 5.5 millimeter or I9 hook.
Oh, okay, I see
And
the I.
it's basically a gauge. If you do a square that's 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters, with a I 5.5 millimeter hook will give you that gauge.
The only
Now, if
thing,
it doesn't, what you can do is you can actually crochet a square
oh, okay.
and measure it and see what hook what size it gives you. If yours is bigger than that, then you move down a size. If yours is smaller than that, you move up a size.
Let me get this yarn over here and see what size it's on here.
So that's a general rule on the gauge.
Okay.
But the bottom line is um, the hook size combined with your tension is going to determine what the gauge is. So if you're a tight crocheter, then you can use a larger hook than if you're a loose crocheter. I tend to not. I tend to crochet very loosely, and so I don't have a lot of tension on mine, so I can get by with using a smaller hook. But if
So
you
this right here
crochet
says,
tightly, you might want to use a bigger hook to get the gauge you want. And the
this,
gauge is nothing but how many stitches you're going to have. Like in a square inch, how many stitches would you have if you crocheted a square inch? That's all your gauge is. You know, is it
so
10 stitches? Is it 5 stitches? Is it 8 stitches?
this basically is saying, it has a lot of information in here, but it's like, this is like a 4 medium, I guess, yarn.
That's the weight.
Okay, so in the middle it says 14R, and then on another square it says 24R. So the R is still the same hook that you would use.
No,
Is the R not the number of the hook?
I don't see what you're talking about.
Right here. I don't know if you can.
No, that's not the hook size. The hook size is the 5.5 millimeter or the 5.0.
Oh, okay. It has 5 millimeters, and then at the top of each one of those it says 10 centimeters by 10
Right.
centimeters.
10 by 10 centimeters is a square. And it's basically saying if you have a square that's 10 if you crochet a square that's 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters, that's what you'll get if you use an I9 hook. And I guess
Okay.
that's the 15 R's. Is that maybe the rows? I don't know. It's yeah. Anyways,
So Golf Coast Granny says she like to use 1 millimeter bigger than the label recommends, but I like the
because it
fabric
gives you more drape. Exactly.
not stiff.
So basically, what I'm saying, Miss Georgia Peachnut, is the size of your hook is going to determine how tight the weave is of your fabric.
Okay.
Whether if you
Girl,
want it to be a stiffer fabric, you use a smaller hook. If you want it to be a more flowy, drapey fabric, then you use a larger hook.
Okay.
The yarn is going to recommend a hook size, but all of that is going to be determined on your tension, and your tension is going to be all over the place until you have crocheted 100 times. Until you've made something, if you've done 100 washcloths, then you will have gotten your tension down. But until you've done 100, your attention is going to be all over the place. It's just going to take a while for you to get to where you are consistent on your tension.
Wow, Zach, you gave all your yarn away?
What? Why?
Because he said crocheting wasn't for him.
Oh,
He gave all his yarn away instead of sitting around doing nothing. Give
okay.
it to somebody that could use it.
Wow.
That was really nice.
It is nice. Well, and you know what? I just got a whole bunch of yarn
They
from
spent all
somebody
that
who
money.
gave it away because they just knew that they were never going to get to it all. And so they just gave me a bunch.
Yeah. I had a lady give me a lot of yarn, and now look. And matter of fact, when she
Go,
gave me some yarn,
Close Granny said that's a true tension story. It is true. It takes a while before you are consistent. And so don't even expect your attention to be, consistent until you, like I said, the 100 times rule is what my kids and I learned when we were taking Taekwondo together. You have to do something 100 times correctly before you can say that you know how to do it.
Okay.
And so if they come to me and say, "Well, Mama, I don't know how to do this," did you do it 100 times? Well, no.
Right.
Well, of course you don't know how to do it. Go back and do it again.
That's when I first started learning different patterns. I will frog. I frog one pattern 15 times.
That's right. You do it over and over and over
Because
again.
I got it right. And everybody's like, why you keep, because I want it done right. I want
Yep.
to know how to do it. And when I want to know how to do it, I want to know how to do it right. I don't want to be half stepping. I want
And
to
so,
do it right.
the 100 times rule applies to a lot of things in life. And then in Taekwondo, it was real easy because we did a lot of stuff 100 times. I mean, it was nothing for us to do, 100 front kicks or 100 punches or 100, jumping jacks. 100 was just what we did. Oh, go do 100. We do north, south, east, and west. 100 in every 25 in every direction. You did 100.
This is going to help me perfect the front post.
So there's this little thing about front posts and back post stitches that drive me crazy. There's a little gap at the top of the stitch that sometimes you want to put it in. And you can do that. It's a different look, but if you do it that way, you have to consistently do that. And then there's the bottom part of the stitch that you can do it around. And that's where I generally do it because I like the way it looks better that way. So there's that part. So you have to decide which one you're going to do and then be consistent with it. But you remember that hexagon cardigan I made that had the one with all the colors that had that nice, that was a drop down. That's a front post that made that mosaic pattern. It's not a mosaic, but it's a front post.
It looked like it. It looked like it.
Yeah, but it's a front post and it looks like a drop down, but it's not really a drop down. It's really a front post. And you just do a front post in that granny square, and that's what made it look so pretty. I love that one.
I want to learn.
Golf Coach Granny said after 100 kicks, I'd be in the emergency room.
No, you wouldn't. But after 100 kicks, you will have learned how to do that kick the right way.
Hey, girl, Dad, cooking up delicious. That's how you doing.
You will have definitely learned how to do the kick the right way. So, yeah.
I think this is my last row.
I'll be right.
How big is it? Let's see.
Hold on.
Bella is barking. Lord have mercy. Let me go get her before Karen comes outside.
Okay. I got barking.
I told you Karen got 2 dogs, didn't I?
Yeah.
Oh, you know who I talked to?
Mm-mm.
Bruce.
How's he doing?
They're doing good. They got some cruises coming up.
Girl, I can't even think about it.
2026, ABC Islands.
I can't even think about it.
2026, Mona.
Okay, but I can't think about it. I got other stuff going on right now.
Me too. I don't think I'm gonna go, but because I really want to go to Hawaii and Greece. But ABC Islands, that's what I want to do.
We're gonna see what this damage gonna do with this Alaskan.
Yeah, that one.
Because with the storm that came through here, just changed my world. Okay. Let's see where we at now. I donated the majority of my acrylic yarn. I realized I enjoy cotton and bamboo. So I'm thinking I'm liking cotton. Tried bamboo yet, but I'm learning difference in yarn because before it didn't matter. Just as long as it was a great big a bunch of yarn and I can roll it up. But I was always making blankets anyway, so it wasn't like I was making clothes or hats or anything. So now I'm learning about the different weight and different. I'm just learning a lot since I've been here, since I've been doing it on here, and all these years. I didn't pay attention to none of that stuff. I just buy yarn and crochet. I
Yep.
didn't check to see if it was the same weight. I didn't check and see if it was the same size. I didn't check none of that. All I do, I like this color and I'll go for it.
Well, when I started crocheting, we didn't have all these options that you have now.
You
I
know what,
mean, it was
Charlotte?
it was all pretty much it was one thing. It was all acrylic. It was all 4-weight, and it's either that you could get acrylic 4-weight yarn, or you could. We didn't even call it 4-weight. We call it worsted. It was worsted or rug yarn. Those were your 2 options: worsted weight or rug yarn. Okay, look at you. Look at you.
Okay. I'm ready to go down the side. That's my crown.
Okay. Now let me just tell you this. Don't look at me. Don't look at it. So when you were doing that around, you were the front post stitch is where you were doing your increase, and that stitch you were doing 2 stitches. You were doing the front post stitch and the stitch behind it. Well, when you start doing the crown, you're just going to do the front post. You're not going to do the stitch behind it. The stitch behind it, you're going to skip. So how many did you do between on your last row?
5.
5. So you're going to do 5. When you get to the 5th stitch, there's going to be a place where you could do 6. You're not going to do 6. You're going to do 5. You're going to do the front post, and then you're going to go in the next one. So you're not going to do a stitch in top of every stitch and the front post. You're going to do a stitch in the front post and in 5, and then you're going to skip 1. You understand what I'm saying?
Hold on. 3, 4.
Cotton is one of my favorites to work with. Bamboo is slippery, but it makes up beautifully. I like wool blends too, but that dries my hands out really bad. Yeah. I love working with cotton. I do have a cotton and silk blend that I was knitting with, and it was hard to work with. Silk is slippery. But it makes a beautiful drapey fabric that feels really good. Really good. Really, really good.
I
Miss
think I got
Helen's
it.
in here. She laid down. She's I think she's ready to settle in.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all have some good old homemade buttermilk cornbread. With some
Woo.
good old butter. It's good.
You making me want some, but I'm trying to be good.
Homemade cornbread, you say?
I always make homemade buttermilk cornbread. And it's good.
Buttermilk cornbread. So that means I gotta go
Buttermilk.
buy some buttermilk. Or do I
Yes.
take some milk and put some butter in it?
No, that's not buttermilk.
Lord,
That's
come
not
get her. Come get her, Lord. Come get her.
that's not buttermilk.
You can make cornbread with just milk, though.
Yep, you can.
And
You can
actually,
make
you
good
can
corn.
melt some butter and pour it over in the batter.
You can make good cornbread with just milk.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you can.
So you
And
said
melt
you gonna
about a
make
half a
30
stick of
hats
butter and pour it over in that mix. It'll be good.
to give away?
I said I'll make 30 hats to give away. I ain't said I'll make 30 of these hats to give away. I'm not gonna do the same pattern 30 times. No way.
Right. I mean, I get it.
No way.
I get it. I'm just saying you said you're gonna make 30 hats. I mean, I got a beautiful cotton silk Noro yarn in a mystery box recently. Is two-way and I'm afraid to mess with it. Haven't found the right pattern. That's my thing of finding stuff to make with yarn. With
You can go on Ravelry and put in the yarn you have
yeah.
and see what projects other people have used it for.
Oh.
So if you want to know how a particular yarn works up into a project, you can do that. So you can search projects by the type of yarn, and you can put in the specific yarn that you have.
Yeah.
God's desire for me says I have hundreds of patterns. I don't really have that many patterns. For one, I never really found a way to organize patterns. I do have a couple of books, but I don't have many. And I also, I never really, I don't know. I just never really found
I
a
got
good way to
patterns for blankets.
organize them. So I don't have that many. Most of the things that I've made from patterns are patterns that I found on Ravelry.
Well,
I have a few that I found like on
maybe I need to go look
Yarn
at
Inspirations site, or on oh, that's another thing too. I don't know if you know who the yarn is by, sometimes they might have a website that has patterns on it. Like Lion Brand used to have a website. I think they're Yarn Inspirations now. I can't remember. A lot of these companies have bought each other out or that kind of stuff. But a lot of those companies, like Burnett, for example, has patterns on their site for their different yarns, and so you can find patterns based on what company made the yarn.
Miss Peach Nut,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
are you holding that needle yet?
Mm-mm.
She eating.
Oh. Okay.
She eating and she making me want some cornbread. My husband cooked cornbread the other day, and I have to admit that he did a pretty good job. It's funny, his cornbread is not consistent because he won't follow a recipe. He doesn't follow the measurements. He wings it every time, so it's always different.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes it comes out really good, and sometimes it comes out okay, not bad. It's never bad. It's just that sometimes
It's just different.
it's just every time you never know what you're gonna get with his. Put it that way. And he'll go,
Like some box of chocolate.
right, that part. But the other day he made what day was it? I was over there. It was either Sunday or Monday. I was over there and he had cooked some greens and cornbread. And he was like, I made some greens and cornbread. And I was like, oh, yeah, I really don't eat that. But but I did taste the cornbread and it was good.
I got some greens in there that we had picked from the garden earlier this year that was in the freezer. So we got some greens, but I don't dare eat them this late. But I made the cornbread, so I can eat the cornbread this late. But now I know later on today I'm going to eat some greens with some cornbread.
Yeah.
I got some red beans that I cook. And that'll work for me. I don't have to have any meat.
God's desire for me says I tried to organize them. I got overwhelmed. And it's interesting. I do have a notebook with some patterns in it. Like I have a notebook that's got the mosaic letters, the mosaic alphabet in it, because I think I will do that again. I did a Steelers scarf last year in black and gold, and it turned out really well. And I was like, I might make another, scarf. But yeah, like Gulf Coast Granny says, I don't see a sense in saving a pattern I won't use again. If it's something I've done in Ravelry, then, I'll make a project for it. And so the pattern's there. So I don't really have to worry about that. But yeah, I don't make the same thing a lot of times.
I'm ready for the next row.
The next row is the same. If you're done with your crown, the next row is exactly the same. You're gonna do 5 double crochets, and you're gonna do 1 front post double crochet. Repeat, rinse and repeat until you get the sides as long as you want it. Yeah, once I found Ravelry, and that was early 2000s when I became a member at Ravelry. Once I found it, it was like, ooh, I love this site. I love this site.
So that's a site on YouTube?
No, it's not on YouTube. It's a knitting and crochet community. And I'm typing the name of it, Ravel, as in like in unraveling something.
Mm-hmm.
Ravelry, Ravelry.com. I think it's .com. And basically it's a database. And in the database, it has yarns. It has patterns. It has communication. So it has like forums where you can discuss things, talk about things. And then it has a news feed of the projects that have been finished on any given day. So when you go in there in the news feed, you'll see pictures of the day's latest project. So there's always a new one popping up.
Oh, okay.
And then, but the nice thing about it is it has a database of patterns. And so if you say, I want to make some socks, you type in socks, and then it'll ask you, do you want to knit them or you want to crochet them? And you say both. Okay, so you have both, and you pick both. And then it'll ask you, what size yarn do you want to use? You can pick your weight yarn. What kind of yarn do you want to use? You can pick the type of yarn. What size needles do you want to use? You can pick the size needles. You can pick a lot of things. You have options. And then it'll give you a list of patterns that have those options. And then you can say, well, I only want free patterns. So you can click on free patterns, or you can say, I want free patterns or paid patterns. It doesn't matter. Or you can say, I only want paid patterns, whatever. You can pick that, and it'll give you a list of those. And then if it's a free pattern, when you click on it, if you select one and you click on it, it'll tell you that it's either in a database here on Ravelry or it's somewhere online, and it'll give you a link to where it is online. And then you can go to it and get it. And then you can put it in a queue and you can save it. These are the things I want to make. This. I want to make all these things. And then you can reorganize them how you want them. And then if you decide to make it, you can click on it and you can click start and it'll give you a project page. And you'll have your name of your project and the pattern that you're using and the yarn that you're using and who you're making it for and what size you're making and what yarn you're using and all that stuff in your project page. And then you can click off your progress. And when you get finished, it'll throw it into that list of projects that were finished on a given day. But in addition to that, you can put in all of your hooks and needles that you have. So if you have a collection of hooks and needles, you can put in all of them that you have. So you have a database of your hooks and needles. You can put in all of your yarns that you have. If you're looking for a yarn, you can click on a yarn and you can see who has it in their stash and who might be willing to trade. You can send messages to people, say, I'm looking for this yarn. I see you have it in your stash. How much do you want for it? What you want for it? So you can, barter that way. If you create patterns, you can create patterns and you can sell them on Ravelry. In fact, some people sell on Ravelry and on Etsy, and some people only sell on Ravelry. Some people only sell on Etsy. So you can decide if you want to sell on it, so you can have your own marketplace there on it. It's a full site for crafters, for knitters and crocheters. It's a
So
really
it's
nice.
good to hold on when you buy a yarn. It's good to hold on to that packaging so you know what kind of yarn you have.
I keep the packaging for mine,
I keep mine
especially while I'm working on a project. I keep
Right.
it that long, but a lot of times I will keep it even after that, because if I don't know, if it goes on sale again and I can go, oh yeah, I remember using that yarn,
Right.
and I can go back and say, oh, that's the one, that's this yarn right here that I got from so and so at so and so price. And because this project is in Ravelry, I can go back to this project and I can see how much I paid for it, where I got it from, what was the colorway on it. Now it's been discontinued. So, but sometimes you can even find out if some other company has picked up that colorway and what they're calling it.
Okay, so I did find my sleeve from the first one that I made the
Yeah.
ball out of. I found that sleeve. It's an entirely different kind of yarn.
But it
Just
doesn't.
in case you run out the yarn, you'll be able to look back at it and see what color and what the number it is, so that
Right.
you'll know that, okay, I need this number
This
to
number,
be
yeah.
exact
Mhm.
of what you're using.
Yeah. Okay. So
And
now I
I've
have
had to do that before. I've actually had to. I've actually,
The color, and it's not that number, is not the same.
yeah. I bought a yarn from somebody, and I started making a garment, and I ran out, and I had the label, and so I went to look. It was a discontinued yarn, but I found it on eBay, and I was able to buy another skein of it from somebody else on eBay. It wasn't the same dye lot, but it was the same colorway, and it didn't matter in what I was making because it wasn't going to be side by side, so you couldn't see the slight differences in it. But I was able to find the yarn. And so sometimes it's that way. Even if it's a discontinued yarn, you may be able to find it on Ravelry or on eBay or on Etsy or somewhere like that.
Oh, okay.
Gold Coast Granny says, I like using the project page because it keeps me from forgetting which hook I was using. Yes, if you put it down for a while. Exactly. That's the other thing too. When I start on a project, this is why I have multiple sets of hooks. When I start on a project, I create a project bag. I use those 2.5 gallon Ziploc bags that Mona can't find at the Dollar Tree.
See all these different bags I got.
And I put the yarn and the hook and the pattern and the paper from the label from the yarn all in that bag until that project is finished. Because if you lay a project down and you don't put the hook with it, when you pick it back up, you're not going to remember what hook you were using unless you're me. and most of the time use a G hook because that's my
Mhm.
favorite is the G.
Oh, okay.
Unless you're me, but I mean, like this, making that hat with that eye. That's a hat is a small project, and you're gonna finish it in a couple of days. Great, so that's not a big problem. But a blanket, you don't want to start a blanket with a G hook and finish it with the
Right.
eye
Right.
Oh, okay. Because the
because
eye is
the
smaller,
eye is bigger,
it's
and it's
bigger.
gonna
Okay.
make it's gonna make the stitches are gonna be
Multiple
bigger.
hooks and stitch markers.
Yeah, so that part you don't want to do that, and
Gotcha.
you don't want to do that. So yeah, I could put it all in one bag and not that's the other thing too. Um, Using Ravelry will help you to remember. I mean, will help you with that because you will put in what hook you're using and what yarns you're using.
This hat is easy, man.
Told you. Why would I need a pattern for that?
Right. Well, I mean, for somebody like me, I would need it to get started.
But now you've done it.
I'm gonna have to
Let
do
me
it a
see
couple
what you've
times
done so
before I
far.
can remember.
Now this pattern is kind of the basis. Do what's her name? Sunita did that spiral pattern, that what she call it? Burst of kindness.
Mm.
It's similar to this, but with the burst of kindness, the star is a swirl.
Oh.
And she modified it from a double to a half double and extended single. So
Mm.
it's a whole different. The stitches are totally different, but the
Mhm.
but the concept is the same. So instead of doing the increase at the front post, she did the increase before the front post. So it started out and it would go. The front post would be one stitch over every time. So it made it bend in a swirl. Instead of going straight like a star, it became a spiral. It's a pretty pattern. It's a really pretty pattern and well thought out. Um,
But
I've heard that when you get a
Serena's
pumpkin on the
question, no, Serena, I don't go around pinching on nothing. If it's dead, it's shriveling up, it got to go. That's when I get to cut and stuff. Other than that, I let my stuff grow the way it want to grow.
I don't
And
pinch off nothing either. I've heard that if you pinch off some of the male flowers, that it might stimulate the female flowers. I don't know if that's whether it's true or not. I don't worry about it. I figure the plant's gonna
we
do what
doing too
nature.
much in the garden. Let
The,
nature takes its course.
yeah, the
I
plant's
have
gonna do
pinched
what
off
nature
male
thinks.
flowers to
Have
increase female flowers, and it did work for me.
me too.
Yeah, I've heard that it works, but I don't bother with it.
Yeah.
I should because I have a watermelon sitting right out there that's got a whole bunch of male flowers on it. But I
Yeah.
ain't worried
I
about it.
have done it. I've done it, and every time I've done it, it did work. If I'm impatient and I'm ready for it to start producing, then I will. And it depends on how much time I have left in the season for
Yeah.
that, watermelon or that squash or whatever to develop. So it all depends. But I have done it, and it did work. As a matter
Now
of
I
fact, the
probably
female
should do
flowers
it on
have
this
been doing better.
watermelon because we don't have so much time left.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
female flower came up within 2 or 3 days. It's like me when I covered my tomato plants. And I noticed when I went out there 2 days later, I had a lot of flowers, because I lowered the temperature, gave a little microclimate and lowered the temperature. So it
Yeah.
started producing more flowers on top. And my green beans did the same thing because they were struggling a little bit. But when I put them under the shade cloth, they started producing more flowers too.
I couldn't get my green beans to germinate. I was going to plant some here in the last couple of weeks, and they do not germinate. I went ahead and I did it. I did it the way I did it in the
Paper
paper
towel,
towel method,
and they
and
didn't.
they did not germinate. I'm like, okay, fine.
How old are they? They may have been too old.
They may be too old. I don't know
Yeah,
how old
if
they
they
are.
don't germinate, look, if you do a paper towel method and your stuff don't germinate, trust me, it's too old, or they gave you a bad batch. Because
Right.
one thing
I don't
about
know
the
what.
paper towel method, it's a sure thing.
And I had 3 different kinds of green beans from 3 different places. So I had Park Seed, Dollar Tree, and Botanical Interest seeds.
Yeah, botanical, and they didn't germinate. Botanical's pretty good.
Nothing.
So
None
what
of
was the
them.
date? How long had you had them?
Then maybe a year, maybe 2.
They should have germinated. Because
They
I know
do.
ones that have just been germinating for me it'd be almost 4 years old. They had like 12, 20 on it.
Yeah. The
And
oldest ones I had were the Park Seed. I did not expect those to germinate because I think they might have been 19 or 20. But even those should have, it was the last of that batch. And I said, I'm going to go ahead and germinate these and get them in the ground.
Yeah, well, mine germinated. All the ones that I did germinated. And so I'm getting ready to drop some more because I want a lot of green beans. You got to have a lot of them to come up around the same time in order to get enough to make some,
Yeah.
So I just keep adding to the bag and put it in the freezer. That's what I'm doing right now. But I do want to drop at least 20 or 30 seeds so I can have a bunch of them at one time to come up.
Yeah, and I had a bunch. I bet you, I probably, well, not a bunch, but I probably had 12, 15 seeds. I was like, surely some of these seeds are going to come up.
How long did you have them? How long did you give them a
And
chance?
did none of them come up?
No, they didn't. None of them germinated. They're in the baggie.
How long
So
have they
I
been in there?
I noticed that the male flowers always come out first.
I can't. I don't know how many days it's been.
Plant
Is the paper towel still moist?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Hold on. Whew.
Yeah, I hear you go Gulf Coast, Granny. I went on. I didn't have to help my cucumbers are doing fine, but I had to help my squash. That's the only thing that I helped so far. And I noticed when I helped the squash and zucchini out, um, I got female flowers within 2 days. I mean, it's like nothing was there, and all of a sudden I went out there and there were flowers developing. So what it does is pushes the energy also into making more flowers, and then because you've taken away the male, for some reason it tells it needs females, and it'll do that.
Yeah. Yeah, Gulf Coast Granny. I've heard that on watermelons too, that no more than 2 watermelons on a vine.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. Because you don't want all of them fighting for nutrition.
Yeah.
So if you want one real big, don't have 2. Just have one on one vine. That's what. And matter of fact, speaking of that, when I went out there and was pulling all them weeds and stuff up from the Korean melon, I was finding them vines is like shoots or whatever coming through. And I went through and seen this long vine. It did not have no food on it. I cut it.
There you go.
I cut it. So
And
now, now I see all kinds of babies all over the place. I still see some that's little. I'm like, oh, I'm getting ready to get a whole, and just think, I was getting ready to pull the whole thing up and drop some other seeds so I can try something different. I want something different. I done already tried that. But being that it's gonna give me some food, I'm like, well, I could try something else some other time, or just move it somewhere else. And what I did was I put the candy roaster and I forgot the other one that I dropped. I dropped candy roaster on one end and I dropped something else on the other end. So today I'm gonna be a squash alley because I dropped that golden delicious and I dropped I don't remember what the other one is, and I dropped the zucchini because my other zucchini died.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, it was out of there, psh, baby. It was out of there.
Mm.
What other squash did I drop?
So when I saw the video and you was like, I'm gonna have to pull this, but I kept seeing melons. I kept seeing little small melons. I said, no, just cut away the bad part, the part that you don't need, and that'll make the other one. Because I'm looking, I'm like, does she not see those melons hanging? You know.
Matter of fact, while I was making the video, while I was talking and looking through the camera, that's when I seen it. I saw it too.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm thinking about pulling it. But when I was thinking about pulling it, I was saying it, and then I saw it, and I was like,
Because I know
wait a
it cut
minute.
off. It cut
Then
off.
when I
Your fingers
cleaned
and cut.
it up, I saw even more.
And I'm sitting on the other end, wanting to jump through the camera, going, no,
You
there's
ain't the
no
only
melons.
one. You're not the only one.
I
Look,
know.
Mr.
I was having a
Arthur,
fit.
look, Bammy, with Mr. Arthur,
I saw that.
don't you see them melons?
I saw when he was typing because I was typing behind him
What's
like,
that?
Mama, look at all the melons. I was like, man, I need to call her up. Leave it
What's that you
alone.
got? That's not a Seymour.
Yes, it is.
What?
Wow.
Y'all. And it's good.
Wow.
It's young and tender too. That's little.
Yeah. Look at that.
That's
Yeah.
more.
baby.
I decided to go ahead and pull it
Yeah.
because I was like, I'm not gonna let it sit out there and let the bugs get it.
Right.
I have another one this size out there on a
Okay.
different plant, and I'm like, I'm gonna let
Okay.
that one stay a little bit longer. We'll see where it goes, but I'm gonna get one that I
Right.
can eat.
Yeah. That was a sucker vine on it. Well,
That was
it,
it's 3
it
pounds.
was a sucker, all right. It got
That's
cut.
3 pounds 5 ounces. I weighed it when they brought it in.
Wow. That's some good eating right there.
Yup.
Pollinate sometimes. No.
Hey, GT Junior.
I got all kinds of bees. You name the bees.
I have
they can be
I have
there.
at least 5 different kinds of bees out there right now.
Yes.
Me too.
I got them
I go
big
out there and
fat black ones.
it's just a buzzing around. I'm like, y'all do you? I'll do me.
They
Yes.
got beautiful
Be running
big
me in
butterflies
house.
out there. Monarch butterflies. I mean, those things are like this big. They look like bats. It's just big. Because I'm not usually in my garden in the morning time, but because of the heat, it's forcing me to be out there earlier. And by 9 o'clock, it is so hot, you can't be out there any longer almost. But
Right.
I'm able to see the things that I don't see in the evening, like the bees and the butterflies and the dragonflies and all those good
Oh
things.
my gosh, the dragonflies. I have
I-
Oh, I got
so
a bunch of them.
many dragonflies. I'm
That
like, I
means
hope y'all are eating these doggone mosquitoes.
Well,
Well, the dragonfly decided
last
your
3 years I've
ecosystem is
only had
order.
one, but now I've seen like 5 of them out there in my yard.
Well, what they say is when you see dragonflies, that is a good sign that your ecosystem is in good order.
Well,
Oh,
mine must
If
be
you
in
do
good
it.
order because I have plenty of them, and they're different kinds.
yes.
They're
They
different
And I didn't
varieties.
know. I found out last year they'd land on you. That thing landed right here on
Oh
my
yeah,
chest. I was doing a Holy Ghost dance and everything out there. Boy, I was like, wait a minute, hold
Holy
on.
Spirit, activate, activate,
He
activate.
just said that.
Holy
He didn't
Spirit,
move. I said, what you do? Stop. Go away.
did
You couldn't move. And I looked it
did
up and
you
said
see?
they said it was a good omen. I said, well, y'all need to tell us sister something because, I'm about ready to kill this thing up here.
Did y'all see the worship hands video?
Girl, no. That was
We're
a
gonna,
worship
we're gonna
video.
start with our worship hands video. Our worship hands. I'm gonna start off with the rock the baby. Woo.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna start off with the dueling light bulbs. Woo. We're gonna advance to the goalpost. Woo. We're gonna do pat the chest, double pat the chest, back to the goalpost, back to the light bulb, back to the Mufasa. That video was crazy. I was like,
That's,
oh yeah.
honey, that was me. That was me doing all that in the
It's
Hurley
like
Girl.
Holy Spirit
I did
activate.
about the Hurley Girl
Activate.
and that. Y'all don't know about the Hurley Girl, but I was doing the Hurley Girl and everything up in there, honey. I was like, what's wrong with this thing landing on me like that? It's crazy. And when I finally got in the house, because I was exhausted from dancing all over the garden, anybody who saw me out there probably thought I was crazy. And I looked it up and it said, it's a good omen. I said, really? A good omen that I'm going to kill myself.
I have no idea what plants attract dragonflies. I have no idea.
Whatever
I
it
do
is, it's
not
in my
plant.
yard.
I do not plant zinnias to attract bees in my yard, but I have plenty of bees. I can tell you right now, squash attracts hummingbirds. My hummingbirds love the squash flowers. And I have hummingbirds in the front yard, but they are in the I see more in the backyard than I see at my hummingbird feeder. But the bees, I have cucumbers attract the bees.
Most definitely.
Squash attract the bees. The squash flowers have bees in them all the time.
Yep.
And different bees, the little ones and the bigger ones, and they all the different bees. And then what attracts the wasps? Now the wasps, I see them mostly on the cowpeas, the pink eye purple holes and the lady crumb peas. They are full of wasps. Don't know why, but they are. And I don't know.
Well, you put up bamboo poles for the dragonflies. That may be my problem too, because I do have bamboo sticks out there all over the place.
I do have bamboo sticks out there, and they do like the bamboo sticks. They land on the bamboo
They
sticks.
land on them and sit there. Yeah.
They surely do.
Yep. So it might be the bamboo sticks. That's what we have in common.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, cucumbers seem to attract a lot of bees to me. The cucumbers do. Now, I also have, which I do not plant in my yard, but I also have morning glory. And I'm always pulling morning glory up, but I have the blue ones and the orange ones. And I'm gonna tell you what else attracts sweet potatoes. Sweet potato flowers, they attract lots of bees.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sweet potato flowers. Yeah. Got
Yeah.
that going on. But you know, I don't have any. The only flowers I have in my garden are the ones that bloom from producing vegetables.
Yeah.
Did not intend, and most of the time don't intend to put flowers out there. And I'm
Well,
on the second flush of blackberries. I don't know if anybody else got more blackberries coming in.
I didn't.
Yeah, so
But I
I've got,
cut my canes back because
yeah,
mine are wild. I cut
yeah,
them back. I'm like, I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all gotta go. But let me tell
yeah.
you
I
what
got,
else. What else out there that attracts bees? Collards,
the color.
brassicas. When the
Uh-huh.
brassicas go to seed,
Oh, the seed. Yeah,
like I
that's
had
what
them from last year. Last year's
hmm
they go to seed early. They attract a lot of bees.
Yeah, yeah.
A
And
whole
your herbs is going to
horse
seed.
kale.
Your mint is going to seed. They attract them because of the flowers.
Yeah, yeah. But the collards, because they have all those flowers on them.
hmm
Onions.
Yep, they love it.
When
They
the
love it.
onions go to seed,
So you really don't
so
have to go buy flowers to me to purposely buy them for the use of attracting bees. Because if
Right.
you got vegetables and you have fruit in your garden, they're going to be
That
attracted.
okra.
Oh my goodness.
yeah.
Oh,
Okra has a beautiful flower too. It looks like a hibiscus almost.
yes. And the eggplant as well.
Oh,
The-
eggplant is beautiful.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so you got all these things growing in your garden, especially if you decided to let some of it go to seed from the summer. those are your flowers right there, and they're going to attract the bees and everything else. So I ain't trying to get no more out there. Trust me.
Dragonflies tend to be attracted by colorful blooms as well as plants with leaves and stems that they can act as perches. Yeah, I have. Yeah, they do like perches, and but I'm just thinking about the dragonflies. I have dragonflies everywhere, and I don't have flowers everywhere. I
I don't either.
mean, I have some flowers in my front yard. Like I have some
I
mums
don't.
that are blooming like crazy
Well,
right
you
now.
know what? I have my neighbor. I don't have anything. My neighbor have a mimosa. I think it's a mimosa tree with
Yeah.
them trees with them great big old flowers and
Yep.
they pink
Yep.
flowers. Yeah, yeah.
Those are supposedly edible and medicinal.
Don't hush your mouth, cause I'll be cutting that tree up, cause it's all over in my yard.
Yeah. They supposedly you have to ask Robin about it, but they're supposed I know they're edible because I've seen some videos where people in Asia will collect those flowers and do stuff with them,
Okay.
cook them and stuff. But it's also supposedly medicinal. And my dad planted one in our front yard. My
I'll
dad
do
was
some
a
more
herbalist
research.
before they call people herbalists.
Mm-hmm.
My dad was a herbalist and he planted a mimosa in our front yard, which probably was a mistake because of where we live. We get ice. Not we didn't get a
Mm.
lot of snow, but we did get ice, and it is very susceptible to ice damage.
Mm.
But I think he did it for the medicinal properties of it.
Yeah, I think the people in my neighborhood did it because it was pretty. Because
They
it's
are
all up
pretty,
and
but
down my neighborhood.
if you get a lot of wind, for some reason the way those trees grow, they tend to split. They tend to have multiple stems and they're
Mm-hmm.
weak at the joints. And when you get a lot of wind or if you get ice, they tend to split and you end up having a broke tree in your yard.
Mm.
It's a mood enhancer. Okay. I might need some of that. I know where a lot the mimosas everywhere around here. It's easy to find some because it's invasive. It really is.
So is it gonna bring me up or take me down?
Um, she said it's a mood enhancer, so that's
Yeah.
probably up.
Oh, okay. Well, I need something to bring me up, not take me down.
You and me too.
And,
This has
you
just
know,
been a rough
I got some
week.
energy right now. They finally stopped those B12 shots, so I'm good.
And you got your rise.
I
Cause
haven't
I'll,
drank no rise. I ain't touched that thing.
cause I'll
Is that some
rise.
good stuff?
Just teas. I've been doing tea.
I've
Yeah.
been doing teas too. I got some mushroom blend, super mushroom blend. Cause I can't do that rise. It's got too much caffeine in it. Um,
Mm.
but I have some mushroom blend that I make my own um drink from, but I haven't had any in a while because yeah, I'm trying to eat clean. I need to do a real reset because things have gotten off track and I've got the last month or so have not been good. So I'm trying to
So can't nobody change it with you.
right, and
I
that's
had
why I'm
some
doing a reset
Dragonflies
set. That's
at
why
my
I'm not
old
I'm
house.
having a meaty I'm not having meatless Monday, I'm having a meaty Monday.
Uh-oh.
Y'all be going meatless, I'll be going meaty.
Okay, do meaty.
Yeah.
I went and bought some lettuce and tomatoes and some corn on the cob for tomorrow.
I'm probably gonna have some meat today too. I don't concentrate much on meatless Monday. I just do meatless whenever I feel like it. But I need some pacifying. My car's still in the shop, and we were using his truck, and his truck broke down today on Sunday.
Oh,
So it's been because I had to turn around, come back, and head to church. So my girlfriend Ubered me to church because she wanted me to go with her. It's been a crazy. Sunday was crazy, crazy. So to pacify myself, I need some good meat. Some more.
Um, Mona, Gulf
Yes.
Coast Granny, you said corn on the cob. Gulf Coast Granny got some corn flavored soda.
Huh?
Yo, Gulf Coast Granny got
Corn flavored soda.
some odd flavored sodas. One of them was corn. It's like, oh, you don't have to eat your corn no more. You can now you can just drink
Just
it.
drink it.
And she had corn. She had ranch dressing soda. I'm trying to remember the other ones. um, bacon. I think there was a bacon flavored soda. They were
No, I don't
very.
want to drink my bacon. I
I don't
don't.
want to drink my bacon. What? Winn Dixie had 12 ribeye steaks at $6.99 a pound. Oh my God, I'm scared to drink that stuff. Bacon soda. The corn one is what got me, but there were some other ones that were weird. I was like, what? Wait, what? I was like, I would probably enjoy the corn one because I can't eat corn very much corn. So I was like, but I do like the flavor of it. I was like, yeah, might be interested to have a corn flavored drink. Buffalo sauce, buffalo wing sauce. Yeah,
Okay.
soda. I don't know. I was like, I don't know. That was just bizarre. Yeah. This I didn't make it to church today, but I was just there Friday for a funeral, and it was just this has just been a week. It's just been a week. My sons, both my boys' godparents, lost their daughter this week.
Mm.
She was well, not this week. The funeral was this week. She was 52,
Mm.
and her daughter is between my boys. So like one is 24, and the other one is about to be 22. So she's 23. Her daughter is 23, and she just lost her mom. That was not. It was horrible. You know, and it was totally unexpected. Charlotte said when she opened that Happy Mail, she just laughed and cried, laughed till she cried. All those crazy flavored sodas and stuff.
Somebody sent it to her.
Yeah,
So did she do a whatchamacallit? A
Grumpus.
review?
She talks. She's not. She talked about it on her live last night, but she said she's going to do a review. They do her daughters do a snacks around the world kind of thing. And they're gonna once the snacks come in, they're gonna do that, and they're gonna review the sodas at the time. Yeah, yeah. It was almost Charlotte. It was almost like I don't know. I don't need to talk about it. But her daughter graduated from college, got a really good job. You know, at in her field, and is really doing well. Has an apartment, doing well, and then boom, she's gone.
Mm.
It's like what? She had been sick. She had been sick, but yeah, like I said, it was still unexpected. It was not that kind of sickness. It was unexpected.
Mm.
But anyways, it's just tough. It's just tough, and yeah, and it's scary. You just don't know what people are going through. That's why I
Right.
say, I went to church, and then one of my church members there, had a stroke in her backyard, in her
Mm.
garden, and she was there for 3 hours before somebody found her.
Man.
Yeah. So take your phone with you. You
Okay,
know,
but if you have, mm,
I'm just saying she didn't have her phone with her at all.
okay, she
So
didn't have her phone, but how could she call somebody?
she was, yeah, it was, she could have called somebody if she had had her phone.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, and that's just it was just, yeah. Check on your people. That's all I'm saying. Check on the
Right. Right.
people.
More often than you normally would.
Yeah, check on your people.
You
But if
know
you
they
haven't
drop
heard from
in
your
the
people,
car.
check on your people because you never know what's going on in people's lives. You really don't. And you don't know how people are dealing with stuff. So,
Well, oh, we got 6 minutes.
okay.
6 minutes, y'all. Because my dad told me my lives is too long.
Okay.
I'm like, oh, he watching my. He's like, yeah. I wanted to get in with sifting some soil, but it was like
Wow.
2, 3, 5 hours, baby. Okay, Daddy, I dropped some videos for you. Then he said, yeah, I'm gonna go
He
out
said
there
I
and
was
garden.
I
I
was
ain't going to the
I had to
lot.
walk a quarter mile home after my heart attack. That's what Charlotte said. Wow. 6 minutes. 6 minutes. Y'all know what song that's from?
Mm. Hey, Texas Lala.
Hey, Texas
Glad you came up
Lala.
out them bushes. Oh, you did come
Thank you,
from
Texas Lala.
Duval's channel, right?
Huh?
Yeah. She came out the bushes when she came from Duval's channel.
Exactly, GT Junior, Dougie Fresh. Exactly.
GT, you dropped some seeds today?
You know he did. If he didn't, I'd be surprised. You about finished that hat, Mona?
Almost.
I don't
Okay.
know how many rows. I don't know how many rows I did for the side. That's just up to you.
Okay.
How many rows you gonna do for the side? Um,
But this is where I'm at.
yeah.
Yeah. I got a few more rows I want to do. It's a
Mm,
winter hat, so I want to get, cover the ears.
yeah. He says I've been working fixing the house. The countdown has begun.
Oh, right when I went and got my tea.
I need to
Mhm.
drink some water. I had 2 teas today. What kind of tea you drinking?
Right now, I just went ahead and got some peppermint and got my honey
Mm-hmm.
and put some lemon and ginger in it.
I need to harvest some mint. I think I might have lost my peppermint to the dry to drying out. I didn't get to water it. It's in a container and I didn't water it
It's
soon
probably
enough. I'll
still
see
Just keep
tomorrow.
watering
still
it.
living.
Go water. Just keep watering it.
I'm gonna
It's
just
Let it
still
water
down
it.
there.
It might bounce back. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, because I thought
This
mine was
Pico
dead.
roll
I
on my wrap
promise you, I
is
thought it was
taking
dead.
over
That
an
thing is
hour.
it looked better than what it was when I first got the doggone thing.
Which
Yeah,
one
it's
is
still
that?
living.
That pineapple.
Oh, now I got 3 containers of that from you. Three different. I got it in 3 different places. Because I'm one of those people who I like to, if I have enough to put it in at least 2 different places, I like to do that. But just because of the microclimate, um, it may do better in one place than it will in another, or I may be able to get to it better than another. I just never know. And so I'll, put it in several different places. And so, yeah, I need to harvest
Okay.
that. I definitely need to
So
harvest some of that.
we are at that time now,
Uh-oh.
ladies and gentlemen. Miss Peachnut, can you tell us about your channel and what you got going on?
Okay, I have a gardening channel that focuses on anything that's edible and good for you and healthy. And I have fruit trees and berry trees. And just come visit me, say hello, and basically that's it.
And when you going live again?
I am going to go live on Mona's channel on Tuesday, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I will be sipping some soil and more. Please come visit and let's have some fun.
Miss Felicia.
Hey, I'm FR Humphrey, and on my channel, I do various things, including gardening and crafting on there. And I will be live tomorrow night at 11 on my channel and Mona's channel. Come
When
back
you say tomorrow night, you mean tonight?
Monday night.
Okay. Oh, and on my channel, I do talk about recalls. I try to keep everybody abreast of the recalls, which is very important. So listen out.
It's still
All
Sunday.
righty
It's
then.
still Sunday till I go to sleep.
Well, I
Mona?
am sifting some soil and more, and I'm here, and I'm everywhere. I'm
Yep, you
doing
are.
this, doing that. I'm a this and that girl. So, I do a little gardening and I crochet, and I need to be dropping videos on these DIYs I've been doing over here. I've been putting stuff together, y'all. But
Uh-oh.
I don't want nobody to see me work. Look.
That
But
don't work
anyway,
well.
and I really appreciate each and every one of you that came through. And those of you catching the replay, please leave a thumbs up and a comment and let me know that you've been there. And I'll try not to wait 3 weeks to come back and say, hey, I saw you. But
Do you do
and,
that?
and I'm getting ready to shut off. And I always say it takes patience to be in the garden.
We used to have some shut off music. I don't know what happened to it. But I see some balloons.